Boom. All right. Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Monday, 8 p.m. This is April 28th. This is the Ptah Shakur Speaks broadcast. It's a blessing and honor to be in front of everyone today. Before I get started, do want to make acknowledgments. Please give me a sound check. Anybody over there in Facebook land? We got some guests here checking us out. On this camera here, we are going on Facebook Live. This device over here, we're going on TikTok, and of course, coming to you like always, we are coming from the White Rose Community Channel 16 and 18, as well as we're streaming live on Facebook as we speak. Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the most powerful of all hours. This is the Ptah Shakur Speaks program that comes to you, I try to say every Monday. I'm actually going to have some reported programs when I'm actually unable to do lives, but this is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And like always, as you see on the bottom of your header there, the question is, I have posed for you today, who is your imagination? Is imagination even, is your imagination, is it even worth anything? What is imagination? We're going to go into it all in a few mere moments, but before I do, I'm going to make sure I share this warning. The information you hear may excite you, may depress you, may trigger you, may cause a myriad of emotions to kind of dwell and kind of bubble to the surface, but I promise, pinky promise, that the information that's coming across is peer-reviewed science as well as backed by the expertise and experiences that I have gone through in my particular life. And hence, this is a live program. I didn't think I have it on the header down there, but you can feel free to call in if you like. 717-846-5067. However, this particular program is geared in such a way to be a chapter in the book, so to say. Now, who am I? Like I said, the purpose of this particular program is to share light, love, education, motivation for anybody that's out there that's seeking to be the greatest version of themselves, as well as this is an opportunity to explain the different nuances, terminologies, and different things for those that are looking to experience this new heaven and new earth. That's right, I said new heaven and new earth. Where have I heard that before? Oh, yeah. In Revelations, it speaks, behold, I see a new heaven and a new earth, for the old heaven and the old earth has been fallen apart and fallen away. And so this is something, the time that we're living in is very, very crucial. And if you want to go see the plethora of videos that I already have there on YouTube, please go check out Ptah Shakur on YouTube and see all the videos that bear witness to the things that I'm about to say out of my mouth right now. Don't do it now. Please don't do it now. Got some really important information to get into it this time. So, basically, yes, you are listening at home. I don't even think we understand the true power that is in our ability. We didn't come to this earth with a manual to explain how truly magnificent we are and how truly a magnificent time that we're into right now. This is the time that was written about in all the scriptures and the scrolls. The Mayans alluded to this when they were speaking about 2012. In 2012, that was a key part in time, but now we're moving so swiftly into this new 5D Earth, as it's called. And so there's a myriad of things that's going on macrocosmically, as well as going inside of our bodies. A lot of switches and a lot of opportunities, as they say, to move into this wonderful period of time that we're into right now. But we're going to get to that in a very, very short moment. So, like always, I always begin my particular program explaining a little bit about myself in the form of an affirmation. What's the affirmation? I'll answer that to the person who sounds just like me. An affirmation is whenever you put I am, whatever you put behind that is what you actually put and you charge the universe to bring into your experience. That's why it's very, very important, your language, that lies with you. How you speak to yourself, how do you speak to others, has been a tremendous importance of the trajectory in your life. So if you say that I am beautiful, I am powerful, I am abundant, I am glorious, then you actually what I call positively contaminate your next scene. I came up with that. You can't steal that. You actually cause your next motion, your next scene, your next scenario, your next involvement, your next interaction is actually geared towards the positive. If you do this right now or in the morning time before you rise and start your day, start with a wonderful affirmation. And I'm going to go into how affirmations relate to what I'm sharing about your imagination. So in this affirmation, I know my place in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I'm free, I'm free, I am free. I'm in the upper room. God is, God is, God is. I, Ptah Shakur, I pledge to always look for the best in each and every circumstance and in each and every one. Especially starting with myself. I come from love, I am love, and I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the highest level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am free, I am free, I am free. Behold, I make all things new. So why is it important to put those particular positive affirmations and say I am and put something positive behind it? Because what we find that when we go out into this world, we weren't taught how to manifest the energies that are in our grasp. And yes, get a pad and paper. I forgot to mention that. We're going to class today, folks. I'm going to be leaving some actual things where you can actually research for yourself. Don't believe anything that I say. Research what I'm sharing. And when you do the research and what I'm sharing, I'm going to mention this out here. It's called the double slit experiments. These are experiments that are done by the scientists, and they realize that, yes, you at home, you have ability to affect the matter that is actually in your particular in your circumference, and you have the power to demand and bring anything that you can visualize in this mindset, and you can visualize in between this temple of God that is upon your shoulders. You should surely experience with it in your hands. Well, you might ask the question, Ptah, well, why is it that 1%, even less than that, 1% of the population actually is greedily hoarding 99% of the resources, 99% of the finances and the wealth and things? How is that possible? Oh, you're going to be excited, because what I'm sharing with you today is it will free you. Free you from the shackles that's been imposed upon your mind from your very, very conception. Yes, the indoctrination in your belief systems, if you have not been part of the party over the last 2 years or so, really getting intense in 2025. But we're being called to constantly reevaluate our belief systems to give us an opportunity to let things go by the wayside so we can naturally, buoyantly elevate to the position where we were called on to be at this particular time. And that guy made references of that wonderful passages in the scripture where it talks about this particular time, where it speaks about this new heaven, new earth. One was taken, one was in the field, one was in the bed. This is the great separation that individuals speak about. This is the return of a Mahdi, the Messiah, that frequency of energy. Yes, that Christ consciousness is here. And so this program is designed to help individuals that would like to do their very best to learn how to follow their passions, following your heart at this key time, and actually coming and awaken to the latent abilities that is actually activating in yourself. Latent abilities like what, you might ask? I'm going to tell you. Person sounds just like me. These latent abilities is precognition. Some of you all may have already started experiencing that. You have a thought that someone's going to be calling, and sure enough, they call. Or you'll be thinking of having a conversation with someone over here, and then you're meeting someone on the other side of town, and I was just talking. Or if you know the repeating numbers, you know it's 1111, 911, 119, 417, 174. You're noticing things like that. You're getting the ringing in your ears. Have you experienced this? Let me know. Put in the comments. I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to try to call and check all the comments and things going on. Shout out YouTube. Shout out TikTok. Shout out home. Your PA. We're representing here. So, before I get into a little tangent, I'm going to stay right on task as far as what I'm speaking about as far as the affirmations before I go into who is your imagination. Now, the free programs I've done before, if you go on Ptah Shakur, I'm going to take a little pause, a little advertisement. Go on Ptah Shakur. You see the last program that I did is how to reclaim your divinity, as well as rainbow breathing. Now, how important it is to harness your power of your breath to ascend and actually find a peace of mind. Because believe it or not, the way that the world is set up right now, you're working your full-time job. You probably can't even watch this program. You probably see the recording because you're working your part-time job after you left your full-time job. Maybe you'll have 30 minutes or so to help your children with their homework and maybe put a little TV dinner. I don't even think they make TV dinners anymore. They make a Grubhub now. And you're feeding filth to yourself and for your child, and you're pulled away from the true purpose of why you came and put your 10 toes on this ground to actually cause this tremendous change. But instead, we're over here sweeping, we're over here getting involved with this matrix system that is actually wants to keep us in a state where we're constantly sleeping, we're not awakened to that ability that we have inside of us. Oh, you're looking for proof, is it? Go ahead and get your dollar bill out and turn the back of it, and you'll notice that pyramid says Novus Ordo Selectum, New Order World. And you notice that part where it has like the Eye of Horus. It's interesting how a lot of Kemetic Egyptian motifs and designs are actually put into the framework of this country. But we'll get into that another time. But if you notice that eye that's on that dollar bill, go ahead and turn it over. I'll wait. I'm done waiting. So if you look in that means the eye of knowledge. That means the understanding of what reality is. And if you notice that pyramid isn't connected with the body of the pyramid, so what gives? Why is it this particular information is only privy for those that are in a hierarchy, what they call elitists? Well, I call them bad actors. Why is it that we have to be separated from this? Why is it that we cannot experience peace of mind? I'm telling you, now it's time to snatch it back. We're not asking no more. We're not asking, we're not praying, we're not doing any of that. We're not asking our elected officials or our spiritual officials. We're understanding that just like Jesus, Yeshua, actually shared is that the kingdom of God is within thee. So we're going to do our due diligence to bring that out. Rainbow breathing is a wonderful way to kind of do that. And so if you want to go check out that particular video, I have that on YouTube. That was a couple weeks ago. But that's past. Let's move into the future. So this particular affirmation as well, I'm going to save this one for a little bit. We're going to get into the gist of it. Because like I said, we're going to go into affirmation a little bit. You hear imagination. What is imagination? Now, we think we all had it when we was growing up. I know I used to have the little acorns used to come off the trees to act like it was hand grenades, throw them around, get a little stick and act like it's a gun or something of that nature. And so, of course, as we move into this third dimensional matrix, this world where it kind of tells us, oh, what I'm supposed to be over here? Oh, I can't be a basketball player because of this, because, oh, I can't, oh, okay, so let me go through this rigor of life. And obviously, that must be my path. I wanted to do something, but I guess, whatever I'm told to do, I'm going to follow that. So we find ourselves going to school. You get that good old education, get that diploma, and hopefully you're able to make some type of living off of the investment that you put into in the loans and the interest that goes along with that. Hopefully you can find a way that you actually can make a living for your family with that, but maybe you might get something somewhat adjacent. So then you go into your cubicle, you go into your workplace, you do that for a myriad of years, for 10 years, you start in your 20s, you're in your 30s now, and then you're supposed to get that wife. Supposed to have that 3.5 children. I don't know where the half came from. And you get the dog and the picket fence. Then you get to the point where you're in your 30s or 40s, and then your soul starts speaking to you. I'm in my preacher mode. So your soul starts speaking to you, and you say, I don't want any of this. I want to fly planes. I want to help the youth. I want to help the planet. That's what I really wanted to do, but now I'm just punching this bag and stamping this bag. I'm the official bag stamper. So then we find ourselves having something called a midlife crisis. Spooky. Where you get to kind of say, like, I'm in the midpoint. Do I go back and reclaim the love and find the divinity in myself through the exploration of what it is that I want, the portion of God that you are? You are not an ocean in a drop. You are a drop in the ocean. So you start to become cognizant and aware of this. Hey, I'm a portion of God that came here to express a particular attribute, and I have been doing a terrible job at it. So you have a choice. Just like in the Matrix, you have the red pill or the blue pill. I don't know what pill was for what color. However, you can either choose to continue along your mundane life. Eventually, you might go stop at a bar a little bit more often than you normally did to kind of deaden the pain of you being chained to a system that you're not designed to improve. A system that is now on its way out. The political system is failing. The educational system is failing. The financial system is failing. Some of it is on purpose. But we're going to keep on going because we believe that this particular path will always be there. Yeah, try that one out. Let me know. Or you can find out this is the key time for me to get in contact with what it is that I want to do. And remember, as it says in Scripture, if you take one step towards God, God takes 7 steps towards you. So whenever you're lost in the world, fret not. You could be lost for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Some individuals that are actually in prison right now are becoming some of the most enlightened individuals. They have the time to actually go into the self, their enemy. He that is built in you, your own mindset, your own thinking. They found ways to master that late rate of thinking. Now they're just still sitting there. Masters, just sitting there in prison. But understand this. It's never too late to go and follow your particular heart. So going into that, the question is about your imagination. So like I said, you're going into this world and we're taught that imagination is not needed when you're an official bag stamper. But meanwhile, you look at individuals like Elon Musk and all these different individuals that go nameless, that actually design all these different modalities and hotels in space and SpaceX and all these different gadgets and gizmos and things of that nature. They firmly understand the power of the law of attraction. Woo! We're going to get into that a little bit. We're talking about laws and principles of creation. Those that don't believe in laws and principles of creation, those that do are those that are the multi-billionaires and things of that nature. So you hear imagination just in common conversation. You hear someone says, someone asks a question, so just use your imagination, man. Good Lord. So the idea that they're expressing to you is that whatever you have on your mind is too restrictive and you're not equal to the task. So you're trying to ask you have a problem. You understand? Well, I don't know. You figure it out. Use your imagination. So that's one term as far as imagination used. You also hear it says, you might laugh at somebody, his ideas are pure imagination. So that comes across, implying that they're insane or unsound. It's not built on any type of factual, anything progressive that we can move forward. So it's just pure imagination. A child may come to you, and this is what I'm going to get a small little tangent. Listen to your children right now. The children that are on the face of this earth right now are some of the most powerful beings in creation. And so they have already become aware of these latent abilities. They already aware of precognition and deja vu and things of past life regression and things of that nature. They're already there. So when they say certain things to you, don't hit them with that, oh, it's just your imagination. If you don't know what to say, just close your mouth. If you're out there, if you're parents and you want to try to bond with your youth or try to understand them a little bit, hit me up on Gmail, Ptah Shakur at gmail.com. Send me an email. I would love to kind of let you know the energy that we're moving into right now. And just so you know who I am, I am a Reiki practitioner, spiritual guide, channel. I'm here to uninstall this cowardness and this is going on. I'm also going to this run right now. This is, like I said, the affirmation. Feel free to write this one down. Check out the program and kind of blinking off on here, but we're still going. We're still on YouTube Live and we're still on TikTok. We'll see what's going on Facebook, Bill. But feel free to write this down. This is an affirmation that I use. I am the omnipresent, all-powerful intelligence that's governing this here mind-body complex. I am the presence of divine harmony, and I'm always connected to the frequency of the heart of God. I now bring forth solutions to change myself and to change the world. I am a limitless door which no man can shut. In short, I am you. I'm your brother. You are a reflection of me, and I'm a reflection of you. I'm a catalyst for change, role model, youth advocate, transformational life coach, Reiki practitioner, entrepreneur, and guide. I seek to shed light on the daily atrocities that are facing you and I, that are orchestrated by these elites, these bad actors, and their end game is closer than you think. I intend to promote nothing but love, light, education, motivation for all those that are seeking to understand the current changes that's going on. I am a dangerous man to those elites and their shadow government that's been corrupting the world since the 1950s, and for anyone who is willfully participating in their own energetic enslavement, this is not the channel for you. For all those who identify as feminine, I'm asking you this. We need your energy, we need your vision to overcompensate the ills that we are experiencing in our current reality based off of this imbalance over masculinity. For those that identify as masculine, I'm asking you, I don't care what your acronyms or what kind of letters you got, we're asking you to identify with this particular mindset. We will rather live like men than die like cowards, and asking everyone to do what you can to help the human family at this particular time. To all my YouTube subscribers, remember, you are eternal beings. I don't like the point, so I'll go like this. You are eternal beings. With forever being a fraction of eternity, you are beautiful, powerful children of most divine grid programmer. You call it God, you call it Allah, whatever you want to call. To my hooded youth, I love you. You might just see me standing alone, but I'm sure enough not alone. We believe that even though the generations have let you down, the buck stops with me. The buck stops with us if you're on the same frequency. And I'm letting everyone know that we're here to unlock the greatness of our youth. To all my star seeds, wanderers, indigo children, angelic souls, remember these words, hear me. We are the new founding fathers of this creation. I'm asking everyone to do what you can to get in contact with the divine portion that's within yourself. And then when you find that divine portion and you start to bask in that beautiful love, I'm asking you to give a small smidget, a snippet, a dollop, a dip. Give a little bit of it to your fellow human beings that are walking around on the face of the earth, masquerading as human beings, but they're really just your reflection in human beings. I would never hurt myself, never kill myself due to me being a happily married man, pillar of the community. So this is kind of like my little beginning, like I said, the affirmation, which is really, really important. So now back to what I was sharing as far as with imagination. So don't doubt your children. Listen to your youth. Remember what it said in the scriptures. It said, thank you, O Father, for not revealing this information to those olden in days, those elders, but instead giving them unto the babes. So let's listen to the babes. So purely imagination is what some say when using imagination in a certain sentence construct. As well, we might say, he is a man of imagination when you're trying to give someone a tribute. So what is imagination, I asked you? I share with you today, April 28, 2025, that imagination is the very gateway of reality. That a man becomes what he imagines. He has a self-determined history, but imagination is the way, the truth, the life revealed. We cannot get a hold of the truth with the logical mind. Where a natural man sees a bud, the imagination sees a rose full bloom. So, what I'm sharing with you is that those that are tap into your imagination, you're really able to see the divine portion that you have inside of you. Now, what happens? What keeps us from using our imagination? Like I alluded to, those indoctrinations, those the schooling and our cultural biases and things of that nature actually help shape or mold the way that we see our particular life. That's why the children are some of the most energetic, divine souls, because they don't have to deal with running things through their ego consciousness. So I'll go ahead and answer that. Our egos, or we call our body conscious or subconscious, is that enemy that exists inside of us. What does that enemy look like? It looks like this. The reality of life is to constantly change. It's the most unwanted thing in creation, yet is the most consistent thing in creation. Interesting. So how does that take place in our day-to-day life? We must, particularly if you have a wonderful, if you're pulling air right now, I got tremendous respect for anyone who's breathing right now, because this is the key time to come alive with this particular information. So the things that set us up is the not knowing that there's an enemy that exists in your own mind, laying all the way in the back, watching everything that you do, and it jumps to the forefront whenever it's time to shift gears and go to another level. Remember, you're at your most vulnerable when you're walking up the step, is when you bring that one leg up and you go ahead and you step on to a next level there. That's when you're at your most precarious. That's the time when the devil jumps in. So much so that we become fearful of moving and changing and adapting the way that we think, adapting the foods that we eat, adapting our habits and behaviors. We become hesitant of that because we don't want to bring up that old enemy that's inside your head. Let me give you an example. Has this ever happened to you? Rub my hands together so it's about to get real. You say to your significant other, it's time for me, I've been at this job, I've been the official bag stamper. I want to move up to the part where I can actually make the paper bag. It's time for me to evolve. Because I was listening to this Ptah Shakur speak program. He shares with me that in order to ascend to where I need to be, it's going to take some changes and adaptation. And I actually know that change is the most unwanted thing in creation, yet the most consistent. So what I'm going to do, honey, babe, is when I go to that board meeting, and then at the end of the class, at the end of the meeting, they ask, "Does anybody have any questions?" I'm going to go ahead and share, it's high time that I actually move on and elevate to another position with this company. And so when that question is asked and you find yourself trying to get your hand in the air, what is this resistance that we're feeling? That resistance that speaks to us so gently in our own mind, in our own voice. You know what? I don't want to bother everybody. Everybody looks hungry. They want to get out of this meeting, Whatever excuses that we can use. I don't really like that job anyways. Or it may come across like this. You may say, hey, I'm trying. Summer's around the corner. It's getting kind of hot right now. But I'm cool with my little turtleneck on. Oh, yeah. However, you may find yourself that you want to actually go and get your body into shape. You want to go and get that summer blah ready. So you go ahead and you go on Shein or one of these different sites and you order your sweatsuit and it's got the matching top and the bottom. You got the shoes to match. You might even get the ear pods and everything. You're ready to go. As soon as you open that door up, as soon as you got your outfit on that you just got for the purpose of sweating and working yourself out, and you walk out and you see people walking back and forth, it's kind of windy today. You hear me out there, you hear me out there, YouTube? Let me know in the comments below if you actually could resonate what I'm saying. You can say, but what about you, TikTok? What about you, White Rose Community Television has Facebook? Have you ever found yourself in that situation? You know what? Maybe tomorrow. We constantly sacrifice our own will. Let somebody else do that. Let somebody say they're going to pick us up at 5:05 and they come at 5:10. Oh, we're going to let them have it. However, when we let ourselves down, we say, you know what? No, I didn't get these. Then eventually, because motion begets motion. You're not in the motion, and then the next day, turn the next month, and next month, turn the next week, next year. Then next thing you know, you got your same wonderful idol that you got. Now, you're trying to give them away. You're trying to have a yard sale and things of that nature. So what is that? That is the enemy that actually keeps us from expressing who we truly are. And I'm telling you, you are a divine being. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in the drop. You are an extra dimensional being. When you lay your head on that pillow, you actually merge into the greater aspect of yourself, which is called your higher self. Didn't know you had different portions of yourself. That's the higher self portion. But for the sake of this particular conversation, we're going to talk about the other two components, which is your conscious and your subconscious. Believe it or not, your body does not need your mind to operate. Half of us drive where we need to go without thinking. When you're over there bag stamping, you're having a conversation, you're talking about Shannon Sharp or whatever is going on, you're not thinking. Your body is doing that. Your body is handling, your body is making wages for you. Mine has been checked out. So much so, you can find people that sleepwalk. Sleep talk, do a whole bunch of things. But who is that? Do you really think you're breathing? Or are you being breathed by the body consciousness? Wonderful invention of you. But you got to understand you, because we was not given that particular instructional manual by our parents, and those that are in our mental authorities will do their very best to keep us in the dark. We can be used. We'll get into that later on. So, like I said, this with your imagination is very, very key. And if those individuals that can't do this one particular thing, stay tuned, please. Stay tuned. Let me see what time I got on the clock. Oh, I got 30 minutes. Shout out, 30 minutes. So, there's one key component. If you cannot envision this in your mind, in your construct, then you cannot move on to the certain levels that are necessary to ascend and understand the true reason you came to this planet, came into this physical incarnation, shall I say, came to this spiritual school, this earth that we're living on right now. This is not hell. Not unless you see it as that way, then it will be that way. Or it is heaven. If you see it that way, which whatever you see, so shall it be. So, I'm going to give you some examples that you can go ahead and check for yourself. Please check. If you do want to call in, I'll mix it up with you a little bit. Phone number 717-846-5067. If not, I'm going full on. This is going into one of the chapters of things that need to know for those who are looking to ascend and go to this new heaven, new earth, this fifth dimensional energy, and it's basically become enlivened and awakened to the wonderfulness that's in yourself. I'm speaking about imagination, folks. Here's something you can check out. Native Americans have been documented to produce certain stimuli on call, which is called rain dances. The Caucasian, the settlers, shall we say, that came over here. No, not the African ones with the Olmecs. Not the ones that came thousands of years before Columbus. Not them. I'm talking about the settlers from Europe. When they came over to the Native American lands and actually had demonstrations, have seen with their own eyes a tactic that the Native Americans would do and cause it to rain like that. What was that, you might ask? You might think, well, you know what? Nah, I'm going to take a stab at it. They must have prayed to the god of the wind, maybe shot some burnt offerings or something, and god of the wind and the god of the elements said, you know what? Let me help them out. Bibbidi bobbidi boobidi. That's fine. However, you will be incorrect. In fact, go ahead and ask the Native American if you don't believe me. They'll share that they will use the power of their imagination. So while they're dancing around, and they're doing dances and things of that nature, I don't know what they're saying. I don't speak the language. However, what they're imagining is the mud from the rain sticking to their legs. They're imagining their toes squishing through the mud in this particular visualization. Just imagine a dry field. Expensive dry field. And while they're doing this rain dance, and they're imagining how it would feel to have the water tap on their heads, on their face, to be in the midst of a deluge. And the concurrent, how does the mud feel on their toes and the different things? Those particular attributes, by using the power of their imaginations, they made it take place. I got some more examples for you. How about placebo studies? You know, if anybody who's familiar in the medical field, understand that there's something called placebo. Meaning that there's a particular pill, nothing but salt or sugar water, that they would give to a particular person that would have a certain ailment or certain things going on. And so what they did was different studies and found out that if an individual believes that what they're taking into their body actually is beneficial, then their cells actually activate and start to behave in such a way which is beneficial. Here's another example. Take some plants. And I used to do this with the youth that I was instructing. Yes, I used to teach your youth. I am an educator. I left that out of my little bio there. But as my portion of educator, I used to teach the youth about love like water. When you take your water, you talk to it. Oh my goodness, Ptah's going off the deep end. Talks to his water. He's a man in his youth, man of imagination. So when you Speak to the love like water. Understanding there's a Japanese scientist named Masamune Emoto. Don't ask me to spell it. I'll say it again. Masamune Emoto. E-M-O-T-O. Please check this out. DuckDuckGo it. Don't do Google because you don't want to see it inside of your Facebook streams, everything I'm talking about. They are tracking you, folks. Oh, boy. So, anyways, this particular Japanese scientist actually took water, spoke to the water, able to flash freeze the water, and then has microscope cameras and actually takes pictures. You can see this online, takes tours around the world, and actually sees this beautiful array, it's almost like snowflakes, all these wonderful shapes and things of nature, all based off of the frequency of speech. Remember, God said in the beginning when there was the Word, and then from the Word came things to be. So be careful with your words. So brain dance, placebo studies. And also, this is a wonderful, I didn't get the particular, somebody Google this for me. Let me DuckDuckGo with this. How your dreams and your visions that you have. A lot of people that are involved in institutionalized religions are the ones who have the most dreams and the most horrific nightmares about demons and devils and things of that nature. So if you have it on your mind, whatever you allow to fall into your mind, even before you go to sleep, which is important to say these affirmations before you go to bed and before you rise. Because whatever you plant the seeds in your mind, if you go to bed and you want to watch horror movies, somebody chasing people around, again, keeping them hostage and cutting off parts of the body parts, and you wonder why you have a view of the world that is hell and everybody's trying to kill you. You understand Hollywood? Woo, let me not get deep. Let me just stop right there. Woo. I've never hurt myself, never killed myself, love myself. I'm an excellent driver, by the way. Stuff's going on. So these miracles that take place. Miracles is the name given for those who have no knowledge of the power of imagination. And this is a wonderful study as well to add credence to what I'm saying before I get off this topic of imagination and move into something really, really crucial before we kind of go on. Because you want to know, I know y'all been sticking around, you want to know what is the one thing that if we do not get able to really overstand, understand this, that to keep us from getting our divine light. You want to know what that is, so stick to it. I'll have it to you in like 5 minutes. It's an hour-long program. I'm trying to go fast, y'all. A lot of stuff to get into. So, there are brainwave studies that show that if you were sitting, you would look at an apple, for instance, and this is what it was in a documentary called What the Bleep Do We Know? Anybody who's out there, fans on my, shout out to my face. Oh, shout out to my TikTok soldiers, YouTube soldiers, we need to get our numbers up. Facebook, remember this. That this is the key portion of the time. Understand that you are a frequency of God. And for those that's in the upper room, you're in the upper room, you're in the middle path, or you're on the slow bus. Those in the upper room, Starseed, salute to you. You're the ones that understand that you are a divine portion of God. And you're here to expend your attribute. You spread love and light. We're not falling for the fear. We're not falling for, war over here. Oh, war over here. War over here. It did say in scripture, didn't it? YouTube, TikTok, pay attention. It did say wars and rumors of wars are going to run rampant. Cancer, left, right. Whew. We're not living in that, but let not your heart be troubled. Starseed, salute to all those and ascended ones who are not falling for the fear base. He's not falling for the separation and the outrage that's trying to get us. You should be a little bit indignant. Let's get a little bit. Let's get righteously peed off a little bit to think that we can actually be fooled and deceived at this time. Yeah, she get a little fire in your belly. But we're not taking this information that's going on and we're not putting a frown over our face. We are not letting our head dip down not one bit. We're going to walk with pride and strength and understanding that we are the controllers of this creation. Believe it or not, those that know, and I'm going to go into it, go to Ptah Shakur on YouTube. You can see the actual government files that go into the different programs that the CIA has developed to understand and to share what I'm saying to be true. They know what I'm saying is to be true. So much so with all these chemtrails and all these different things that they're putting out in the environment, if you can control the minds of people, you can control things that take place in this world. That's how powerful you are. If you don't believe me, please check out the double slit theory. double slit experiments that actually shows that yes, you decide whether things are actually physical matter or collapse into a wave function. Yes, you have that. And while I'm on it, don't even wonder the matrix we're living in. For all those out there that say we're living in hell, we're living in the matrix, somebody is encapsulating and put, we are. We created this particular matrix. So we can step into it, so we can learn how we're actually to overcompensate this particular matrix. A real quick example I tell people all the time is imagine you're a great video program designer. You make the best Call of Duty video games or whatever. Best video game, period. If you really want to know your own handiwork, because consciousness only knows itself, what you will want to do, maybe, is to take a particular pill and maybe it causes you to come amnesia. You might forget for 3-4 days. You take that pill that causes you to forget for 3-4 days, and then you play the game that you designed yourself just so you can master it for the second time. That is the whole purpose of why we're particularly here at this stage in the game. So don't let anybody come with this fear-based information to try to get you. Remember, when your energy is low, when you're in the lower state of the map of consciousness, please check out Ptah Shakur on YouTube. When I go into the map of consciousness, when you're in the lower end of map of consciousness, you become spiritually weak, you become physically weak, therefore you'll be able to be controlled. So those in the upper room, shout out to you, shine your light, do your thing, make a way for others to follow you into that. And those that's on the middle bus, which is like 80% of us, you're starting to really question things. You're starting to question your spiritual authorities. You're starting to question your political authorities, or what you want to call them. You're starting to understand that the world is kind of spinning in a different way. You're really starting to check your own news. You're not just putting on NBC nightly news and just, oh, that's what happened. Oh, okay, that's what happened. Must have happened like that. And if it wasn't on TV, then it wasn't presented to me. So therefore, I don't know. I don't need to know. You're starting to question, you're starting to research your own news. Why not? They got smartphones everywhere. You got AI. Yes, AI take the same thing I'm telling you right now. All you got to do is ask. And then for those on the slow bus, we love our people on the slow bus. We do. We see ourselves in people on the slow bus. And we understand it is cool. They might not catch it on this round. They may have to go through what these bad actors have planned for us. Or, almost like you're playing Candyland, you can just go on the sugar cake slide and you can get there first. And if you want to go, you want to roll and get one, roll in one. If you want to hop, skip, and jump your all way into enlightenment, that's fine. Go do what you need to do. But this ain't the program for you. You probably already, this all for y'all. Everybody paying attention. Hey, how you doing there? Alex Finley, Denise Williams. I don't got time to say hi. A whole bunch of people on TikTok. Shout out to you if you're still paying attention to this long. This program will be going on YouTube later on, the recorded program. How we're moving, like I said, those brainwave scans, let's get back on task. Those brainwave scans actually had shown that an individual staring at an apple, certain regions of your brain were light up. Then you take that apple away and you tell that person to imagine that apple, the same portions of the brain activate. Huh. So it goes to bear to say, what constitutes as reality? Something that we see or perceive with our limited five senses, which we have animals on this planet that can see better than us, hear better than us, smell better than us. We're on the top of the food chain. Or you start to realize that whatever you have in your mind controls what it is that you see. There's things called mirages. There's a show that is when I was an educator, educating your youth, ladies and gentlemen, that we was playing brain games to show, okay, which one is bigger? This image or this image? Oh, that one's it. Oh, you can use certain things as lines or colors or different type of guiding lines around to actually distort what it is that you think that you see. Understand this. That's why it's really important when you go into a state of meditation. Those who do not meditate, I don't know what to say to you. And I understand the rhythm of the word. You got to work your full-time job, part-time job. You got to do this, pay taxes, things like that. But if you can't spend, let me forget. You do got your Desperate Housewives. You got to get that in. What else? You got to get the news in. You got to do all these. There's a WrestleMania match going on. You got to get all. You got to constantly inundate and kind of cram, because understand that whatever your eye is processing this information at a very, very high rate. Your brain takes in millions of bits of information per second. Your brain cannot handle all that. Our brains will be the size of furniture. However, your brain has a key switch that actually decides what to keep, what to say, what to keep, what to say. And the deciding factor of what to keep, what to say, what to keep, what to say, that mechanism is our belief systems. If you don't believe a thing to be, you won't see it. Those who have been in relationships with individuals and say, girl, you need to get away from him. Then they do that, they say, that means it means something. You don't see it until you actually get out of that relationship and then, I start seeing. I see it now. Or this. As soon as you say you want to buy a new vehicle, you know what, I'm going to change my new vehicle. I heard Ptah Shakur. I got tired of complaining about this particular vehicle. And I wanted a vehicle for the last 6-7 years, but I realized I was doing it wrong. But Ptah Shakur showed me the light. And he said, instead of focusing on what I don't have, keep my intention on what it is that I want. Because I find myself that whenever I talk about my car and say I want to have a beautiful car, Ptah Shakur says be specific, give details about things. So I said, okay, I want a red car with black interior, four windows, tinted, if that's your thing, and a picture of a hula girl, bobblehead hula girl on the thing. I've been doing that. And I've been tying in my emotions as well. How does it feel when the wind is going by this very, very smooth and well-manicured bald head? How does it feel as the wind going through this very, very beautiful beard that I got going on here today? How does it feel? And I'm getting it all together and I'm focusing on it. And I said, you know what? Because the car that I got is a piece of trash. Oh my God, I can't lock the door. You got to change my windshield wiper. I got to hold a string outside my window and go like this. So for a minute, you may go into what it is that you want and why it is that you want. And the universe is listening. The universe is taking notes. Okay, what's the red car, black tin window, hula girl bobblehead on it? Oh, what's that? Oh, let me erase all that. What are you talking about now? Talking about the windshield wiper not working. Talking about the gas gauge is broke. Oh, okay, so I guess that's where your focus goes your power. And the universe is the winds, is the Holy Spirit that helps bring about what it is that you want. So if you keep focusing on that bad relationship, you're going to get a new person with a different complexion, different height, different weight. You get the same person packaged to you in a different form or fashion because you have not changed your perception. Therefore, you have not changed your focus. Therefore, you are not operating in the energies of the universe who is designed to set you up on a path of what it is that you like. So, like I said, that brain rate scan, you can actually see when you imagine something, it's the same portions of your brain as if you actually see something. Go ahead and check out the rain dances. The Native Americans been doing it, and they've been operating on that power of imagination since their inception. They have not been, they didn't get hit with that indoctrination and that belief system that you and I have, as well as the placebo study. All give credence to what I'm saying right now. Now, this is the key part when it comes to imagination. And if you do not envision yourself having this capacity to do this, you might as well just cancel Christmas. Shout out Tiki Top. I see you. I can't comment right now. I'm rolling solo. So, thinking from the end. That means this. If you wanted that particular car, like I was saying, is you bring your visualization, you imagine yourself already in it. If you want abundance, if you want riches in life, produce in your mind I think we're kind of jumping in and out of here. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're going to keep rocking and rolling. It's crazy stuff going on. Imagine yourself already having what it is that you want. Whether it is that relationship, whether that is those finances, imagine you already have it. There's a movie, I can't remember what the movie is. Next time I'll tell you about it. But the way he was doing telemarketing, and he was trying to do telemarketing and get these customers, and the energy of what he was sharing, he wasn't getting any customers. And the guy said it was Danny Glover character. And he said, man, the way I get this, I act like I don't need this money. I got plenty of money. So him operating in that particular frequency and teaching that to the gentleman actually abided. He started talking, hey, you can buy this or not. So it changed his whole focus. If you change your focus and your perception, I promise you, the world that you are coming to you will change. And so like I said, thinking from the end. Thinking from the end is an intense perception of the world of fulfilled desires. Thinking from the state desired is creative living. I say it again. Thinking from the state desired. So whatever it is that you desire, think of yourself already experiencing in the ambience of the things that you want. And what does that do? It is called creative living. That is how you are using the power of creation that I was mentioning about the double slit theory. You're using your tremendous creative ability, the same ability that exists in Elon Musk and all those other Michelangelo da Vinci. These musical geniuses, if anybody would study these inventors and things, these are peer-reviewed studies. I'm an educator, folks. If you want to have some different references, please get in contact with me, Ptah Shakur at Gmail. I'm not really taking phone calls and everything right now, but what you find is that thinking from the state of what it is that you already want, that's how you open the doors in your imagination and the limitations. We find that we are limiting ourselves. So if you get rid of that limitation in your mind, start focusing on abundance. Two favorite words I have, enthusiasm and abundance, actually changed my life. That abundance will flow through you. It is demanded. The power of prayer, we do not bow, we do not ask, we demand what it is that we want in our lives because we understand we have the ability to bring it. That's the glory of what we are produced as being attributes of that divine grid programmer, aka God. So to passively, so I say it again, thinking from the end is an intense perception of the world of fulfilled desires. Now here, hold up this book. You can go ahead and check it out if you like. It's kind of raggedy. Thinking from the state desired is called creative living. Ignorance of this ability to think from the end is bondage. If you're unable to put yourself, we're using this intense meditation, intense imagination to see yourself at the end, then you would be bound to the current experiences and trapped. We will trap our own selves in what it is that we're involved in. To passively surrender to the evidence of the senses underestimates the capacity of the inner self. The observer. I say that again. To passively surrender to the evidence of senses is to underestimate the capacities of inner sense. What does that mean? I would also get youth together. We'll be in a particular room and there's 2 windows and a door. I would ask the youth, how many ways can you leave out of this particular room? Of course, they would say 3. Window, door. We got to think bigger. I said, well, really? Could it be not that you can go through this wall, go through this floor, go through this ceiling? There's thousands of ways to get out of that room for the wide awake individual. So for all my individuals that are my Christian persuasion and those that, it's Monday, so it was in church yesterday. These are some biblical references for you to check out to give credence to what it is that I'm saying about the power of your imagination. In Colossians 3:2, says, set your mind on things that are above, not the things that are on earth. In Mark 11:24, it says, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you received it and it will be yours. And last but not least, I'm not going into a lot of biblical scriptures here, is Proverbs. I didn't write down what the Proverbs number was. Whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. So, like I said, let's add a little bit of credence to what I'm saying is that you are powerful. Got 5 more minutes left in this particular program, and so before I leave out, gotta break down a little bit as far as with the law of attraction. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. Whatever you focus your attention on, whether it's positive or negative, you attract into your life. This is not mere philosophy, but a principle that has been recognized by ancient cultures, quantum physicists, and successful individuals around the world. The law of attraction is very similar to the law of vibration. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. The law of attraction also says that you need to believe that you can get whatever you want. If you want to attract money, but you can't see how it's possible and you doubt it, it will happen. You're just like a wave in the ocean being pushed around in the wind. You can't expect to attract something that you don't believe in. If you want good health, you need to take care of yourself like your life depends on it. If you want money, be generous with it, and it will come back to you. If you want love, start by loving yourself and loving others. So, like I said in my little beginning, I'm here to change the world. I'm changing the world because I'm changing myself. I'm changing my particular perception of the world, and I see the world through the lens of love and light. So this particular program is designed to share education, motivation, and inspiration for anyone who is looking to move forward and move with these wonderful, beautiful winds that are propelling us into a new state. Don't get caught up on the old. We gotta have death to experience life. In this system that I spoke about, the financial system, educational system, political system, it's time for it to die. I think Kendrick Lamar did a song. I think it's time for the party to die. Rejoice. Now understand this. All those that are looking to that ego mind, it does not want to change. It don't want to change. This is like the example of you want to go out and exercise and change your body. It don't want to do that. As far as you want to go and get another job and actually ascend through the ranks, you don't want to do that. Why? Because it's built in creation to keep us safe. It's not your enemy. It's not an evil enemy. If you see your mind consciousness, if you see that enemy, so to speak, that is inhibiting you, just see it as an overbearing parent. Don't see it as a big demon with a sword that's trying to chop you down. You're giving too much power to it. See it as an overprotecting parent that's doing his due diligence to protect you. You needed that when you were a prehistoric man. You're walking through the jungles and the light is getting low and you hear some rustling in the bush. Your body consciousness said, we out of here. Your mind, what was that? Did I hear something? I don't think I heard something. Maybe I heard something. Your body is in fight or flight. It's gone. So your body is like, we're going to take, almost like the bodyguards from the Secret Service bodyguards. I mean, put your head down and move like, it was a firecracker. You are the president. That part of you is just your protective. So when you start to understand that, you'll have a little bit more loving relationship with yourself and be able to go with the flow of certain things. And you're starting to have a more relaxed mindset. And understand, like I said, that is just set up to for your betterment. But we're not falling for it. So whenever that voice speaks to us, no, we're going to go through the nervousness. I do this program all the time. My hands is shaking, my knees is moving around, my body is experiencing the fear that is built up due to this opponent that I have in my mind. But fret not, I will not let that voice of self-imprisonment, I will not let that opponent that is put inside myself for wonderful reasons, I will not limit myself. And I recommend that you all don't let it limitate yourself as well. So this is Ptah Shakur Speaks program. Thank you. TikTok. YouTube. White Girl Screen Television, Facebook will be popping in and out. But like I said, it's Ptah Shakur. I'm about to close this thing off right now. But I asked everybody, until I get the chance to see your beautiful face and you get the chance to hear my beautiful, somewhat nasally voice, is to understand this. Find your heaven on earth. If the individuals that's in your success team don't want to change their diet, you might be looking to go and do some sea moss, shilligit, organic coffees and teas of that nature. Check me out, I got you. They might laugh at you. You told me to change. You've been eating pork and chicken your whole life. I'm feeling the winds of changes that inspire me to do something different. And if you get laughed at by your 5 closest people, your success team, it's time to fire them. You need to find a new success team. If you need somebody, I'll be a chairman. I'll be on your, TikTok, I'll take a break. Anyway, get to that later. I'll be in your success team. So when you find that piece of earth, you want to go and take walks, you're noticing more about nature, you want to get into smelling the roses and things of that nature, you want to do that, please do that. And I promise you, you'll get in contact with the God divine within. And when you do get in contact with the God divine within, let's do our due diligence and spread a little bit of that love and light with your fellow human beings that are walking around masquerading in physical flesh, but they're really just your reflection. And let's do what we can to actually flip these cards over and bring on this heaven and earth like it was promised to us. Nobody's going to do it for us. This is Ptah Shakur. Love and light to you all. Star C salute.